Being a Longhorn is opportunity, pride, achievement, community, safety. Being a Longhorn is a choice to become a hero, to lead, to thrive in any setting. Being a Longhorn means immersing yourself in fine arts, learning at your own pace in Montessori, starting your path to college in elementary, earning a college degree in high school. The pride of being a Longhorn lives on long after graduation. Educate, empower, inspire.
Good evening, Longhorn families. My name is Alicia Davis. I'm the Director of Family and Community Engagement for Cedar Hill ISD. And we welcome you to our Digital Parent University on registration and the upcoming changes to the school start times for next school year. All right. I want to let you know of some upcoming events that are going to be pretty fun. If you are not aware, this is our second annual Families First event that we are putting on for the district. Last week, it was a full week of activities. This week, it's pretty much kind of a 4-day weekend of activities. We're going to kick it off with the CHISD's Got Talent Scholar Talent Show. Talent from all over the district won their campus talent shows, and they are going to be advancing to the district-wide show on Friday night. That will begin at 6:30. It's free admission. You can come to the PAC and watch the scholars live, or you can watch it this way on YouTube or Facebook because we will be streaming it. So that's going to be super fun. On Saturday, we're going to have family movie night where we are going to stream Encanto. That's going to be at First United Methodist Church. It's going to be on the lawn, so bring your favorite snacks, a blanket, your lawn chairs, and bring your voices because I'm sure you're going to be wanting to sing all those songs with your fellow Longhorn families. On Sunday, you're going to be able to go to a participating restaurant and receive either a discount or a free food item for family dinner night. That's going to be during the hours of 6 to 8 p.m. The list of restaurants will be sent to all families. And then on Monday, we have our family info fair. That is we're going to have some special guests who are going to provide information on time management for parents, information on mental health. We have some professionals with mental health that will be present that evening, as well as bullying and summer options for your scholars. So different summer camps that are going on this summer in the Cedar Hill area, you will be able to get that information as well. And that's going to be also streaming on Facebook and YouTube from 6 p.m. to probably around 7:45. Also, the family movie night, the time that the film will be airing is going to be around 7:45. Just want you to know it has to be when the sun goes down. So we're asking you to get there around 7:45. All right. Other upcoming events. On next Tuesday, we're going to have another Digital Parent University, which is our year in review and a look ahead to the 2022-2023 school year. And that is going to be co-hosted by our illustrious superintendent, Dr. Hudson. Okay, and just a reminder, when is the last day of school? It's next Thursday. Next Thursday, May 26th, 2022 is the last day of school for all of you. So it's about that time, okay? And I hope everyone enjoys their summer. All right, now on to tonight's presentation. I present to you our two panelists and presenters this evening. We have Mr. Terrence Graham. He is our Assistant Superintendent of Student Services and Administration. We also have Dr. Norbert Whitaker. He is our Executive Director of Student Services. They're going to talk to you a little bit about registration for the upcoming school year, in addition to, again, those school time and bell time changes. Okay. Up first, we have Dr. Whitaker.
Good morning. Well, not morning, but good evening. Good evening, Longhorn families. So, first, I would like to speak to you in reference to registration. It is that time of year where we are needing all families to register. We have questions. Individuals call the Lacey Enrollment Center with questions in reference to registration. As far as why are we doing this? Well, first of all, it's important to complete the registration early because it helps the campus and the district better plan, better staff the campuses, ensuring adequate personnel are on campuses, and allotting proper funding to the campus. So it's very, very important to register. First thing you should know is registration is 100% online. We are completely paperless. So if you log on to www.chisd.net/register, it will take you to the registration page. You will need your password and log in to get into Skyward Family Access. If you do not know your password or happen to have forgotten your password, you can simply contact the campus or the Lacey Enrollment Center and they will reset your password. Real simple process. As a returning scholar, it's real simple. You're just clicking through a number of screens and validating by uploading a current bill within the last 30 days. Uploading that bill, and that's it. A real simple process. We are considered a selective enrollment district, which means we enroll scholars from outside of our attendance boundaries based on certain criteria. And that criteria includes disciplinary history, academic records, and attendance records. Those are reviewed as you submit first to the transfer application. And then upon getting approval, then you'll go and complete the registration online through Skyward. So once again, keep in mind, this is an annual process. If you enrolled and you were a out-of-district transfer last year, you have to go through the process annually. So get those in so we can get the scholars approved and they could start on the 26th enjoying their summer with not worrying about registration. So as you see on the screen right now is the transfer link. This link is also on the enrollment page. You simply click on the link, upload the information, and since you are a returning student, we have access to this information. If for some reason you do not have access, just simply give us a call and we will go and show you where the documents are and we can review them. Now, documents required to register, it requires that all students provide a proof of residence for the Cedar Hill ISD zone address every year. That proof of residence it has to be in the guardian's name, parent or guardian's name, and the utility bills could be a water bill, a gas bill, electric bill, mortgage statement, or lease agreement within the last 30 days that the student was enrolled in Cedar Hill ISD. So if you need assistance or access to technology, you may stop by the Lacey Enrollment Center located at 504 East Beltline, Cedar Hill, Texas, 75104. Hours of operation are 8 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And you see on the screen, the contact number is 972-291-2583. If you have questions and you rather email, registration help at chisd.net. If you need assistance with uploading a document or something's not working, you can take a picture, send it to the email address along with your scholar's name and preferably campus and ID, and one of the registrars will get it uploaded for you. That email address is for questions, uploading documents, or anything that you have questions about related to registration.
Thank you very much, Dr. Whitaker. I am putting the links in the chat. In addition, I will add the registration help at CHISD email address as well. Okay, and now we are going to move on to the updates to next year's school start times. And with that, we have our Assistant Superintendent again of Student Services and Administration, Mr. Tellens Graham.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everyone for joining us today as we prepare for the 22-23 school year. Our goal is always to be safe and secure on our buses, have the best customer service, and of course, increase our on-time percentage. And that's our overall transportation goals. We want to be efficient and effective in everything that we do in Cedar Hill ISD. One of the reasons that we started this process of looking into the three-tier bell system was to ensure efficiency. And the campus bell time allows us to be at our most efficient place with getting those buses to school on time, ensuring that they're safe and fewer people are on the road, and also ensuring that our scholars are in the proper seats and we can check those while they're on the bus. The established bell time pillars directly impact transportation costs more than any other element of the operation. And a poorly constructed bell time structure can be detrimental to the efficient transportation network. Our goal, of course, again, is to have the appropriate work time and fill and reuse our sources to the maximum ratio. As we started the process of surveying our district, our administrators, our teachers, and our community, some great things came out of that particular survey. First of all, we found out that many of our parents were struggling to get our scholars to school on time if they had a scholar in elementary and in middle school, because those schools start school at the same time. We also discovered that many of our athletes in middle and high school were missing important class time because of the late evening start or end to the school day. That allowed us to look at many different scenarios as we try to attempt to better serve our community. Our current bell time schedule is our elementary campuses start at 7:30 to 3, and our middle school campuses also start at 7:30 to 3. Our high school and our academy campuses start at 8:15 to 3:45. As you can see, the elementary middle school campuses started at the same time, which did cause a few issues for our parents that we did find out during the survey. Our new bell times for the 22-23 school year will be the high schools, which includes our Cedar Hill High School campus and our Collegiate Academy and High School campus will start at 7:25 a.m. and end at 2:55 p.m. Early release time will be 7:25 to 11:25. Our next group of campuses that will start will be the elementary campuses. They will start at 8:05 and end at 3:55 p.m. The final campuses will be the middle school campuses. They will start at 8:45 and end at 4:15 p.m. We looked at those times, and again, through several surveys and speaking with committees, we came up with these times because we wanted to not only be efficient, but we want to provide the best experience for our campuses. And when we say efficient, our buses now can drop off at our high school, and we can use those same buses to do elementary, and then those same buses can use middle school, which will free up other buses to do other activities on our campuses, which will allow us to be more efficient in our STEM program. Also, we're receiving more special education routes. We'll have buses available for that. McKinney-Vento students, all of those particular extra routes will have buses available for them. And with saying that, we're also able to start our campuses with our breakfast and students being on campus at the right time so they can eat breakfast and be prepared for school. All of these things are affected by changing the bell time. The start time for staff for the 2022-23 school year will be teachers will report to work 30 minutes before the first bell and 30 minutes after the last bell. And our school buildings will open for the students at 20 minutes before the first bell. Again, all of these things were looked at with our principals so we could, again, make sure that the schools are efficiently run and we have people there to efficiently look at our students and watch them to ensure that they're safe on those particular campuses.
Thank you very much, Mr. Graham and Dr. Whitaker. Look what time it is. It's time for you to ask your questions. If you have any questions about registration or the school start times, please go ahead and type your questions into the chat. And you have the two gentlemen here who can answer your questions. Now, also, if you have questions about registration in general, and let's say it's not right now, you can again email registrationhelp@chisd.net, and they can answer your questions as it relates to the 2022-2023 school year in registration. But it is good to know that these changes, you had, buy-in from the community. You had, I know we surveyed lots of people. We surveyed lots of parents, and we got a lot of feedback. So this is something that seemed to be a welcome change. Okay, so we've got a question. Oh, sorry. Let me get this screen right. All right. Okay, so will CHISD be going 4 days a week? Not sure if this was addressed. I've heard of some other school districts going to a four-day week, but I do not believe we are doing that, especially not in the fall. I don't know if any conversations are being discussed at this time. Are you familiar with any?
Currently, we haven't discussed that option. We do, of course, know that there are several districts around Texas that are going to that particular option. That would have to be something from our community first that looks at that as something that's a need. And then, of course, our board and our superintendent would have to adopt something of that nature. But at this time, that has not been discussed in Cedar Hill ISD.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. So all Cedar Hill elementary schools will start at 8:05 a.m.
That's correct. And we will have our morning daycare program, which is we'll have our morning daycare program that will be available that they can pay to use, and it will have the after school program as well. And I will think of the name of it in just
Right at school.
Right at school. Thank you, Dr.
I was like, it's right at school, but I didn't know. Okay. Right at school, that's correct.
Is available for all elementary parents before school and after school.
Ms. Mitchell said, thanks for the clarification regarding Collegiate Academy. What time does Collegiate Middle School start?
Collegiate Middle School will start with the high school, which is 7:25 a.m. and end at 2:55 p.m.
Hopefully that answers that question from F. Shelton 76. Why is there so little time between the doors opening and the first bell? That 30 minutes.
We look at the time that teachers and staff can be on campus to safely supervise students. Again, we only have that 30 minutes, so we want the teachers to be able to get to their rooms and staff to be able to get to their rooms before they come out and do duty for those particular students. So that's why we do the 20 minutes, which is standard across many districts, as well as our new bell times. They're standard across districts that are surrounding us as well.
Thank you. From DD Span, I was under the impression that the data supported an early start time elementary and not for the high school. An earlier start time for the elementary and not for the high school.
And there's data to support many different start times for students, but we have to look at what we believe is best for our community and what the survey data stated for our particular community when we came up with these particular times. So we did look at those particular studies that show different times for high school students and elementary students. But again, we chose what we thought was best for our district.
Thank you. Is Cedar Hill ISD still an open district? It is.
It's considered a selective district. It's open, but it's selective based on certain criteria, which was mentioned in the on the second slide.
Thank you very much, Dr. Whitaker. Where can we learn more about the daycare program?
You can go to
Is that right at school?
Yes, that's right at school. You can go to the student services page, and we can put that in the chat, and you will see
Yes.
right at school daycare program. They also have a summer program that they're filling spots for at this time.
I'm sorry, I'm going to put the information in the chat. Hopefully this is the right one. There's a capital T. Sorry about that. Right at school, I put the information in the chat for you to click on. Okay, let me go back up. How many minutes before school start times can students be dropped off?
20 minutes before school start time, unless they are a part of the morning daycare program, they can drop off before that time. We haven't gotten those times just yet since this was just approved by the board. Right at School is preparing those times, and they will have them later on this week.
Thank you. Are bus routes and times for next school year available yet?
They will be available June the 15th, I believe.
June the 15th. Thank you. This question is from Sonia Garrett. Why are the high schoolers starting earlier as opposed to later than their younger peers? Most high schoolers are already at practice by the end of the school day.
Well, we looked at many of those studies again, but many of our high schoolers will be at home early enough to pick up their younger siblings. So therefore, that's one reason. Another reason, our high schoolers now will be able to get out of school earlier. And if they have jobs after school, they can work and be home still at a reasonable time to get homework done. Also, many of our students, almost 60% of our students are athletes, or they're part of fine arts program, which have many performances and games that require them to either miss part of the day or they end up late to them because of the bus situation. Well, now that we have more buses freed up, these students can leave at a reasonable time and get there without having to leave and miss instructional time.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. Will the later start time in elementary campuses affect breakfast in the classrooms?
No, it will still be 20 minutes before the start, and they'll have plenty of time to eat.
This was already addressed with Mr. Graham's previous response. How does this impact? This also was addressed in his response. Let's see. This is a question from Lena Moreno. Question: how are teachers supposed to get their students to school? One will be in elementary and the other is in middle school. So if a teacher works at elementary and needs to drop off a child at the middle school, how is this going to work for us?
And these are many scenarios that we will run into. First of all, it depends on if the teacher lives in Cedar Hill or does not live in Cedar Hill. If they live in Cedar Hill, of course, they will still have options of bus service that their students will be able to ride the bus. We know that we wouldn't want to leave our elementary student at home by themselves, and some of us don't want to leave our middle school at home by themselves. So there will be some things that we will have to look into, but it will then come down to the numbers of teachers that have this particular issue. We have thought about maybe starting a shuttle, but it depends on the number of teachers that will be involved in this. We want to help out as much as possible, but I do know that in many other places, there's nothing available for those particular teachers. But of course, in Cedar Hill, we want to try to do what we can to help them as much as possible. So we have not come up with a plan for them just yet, but we are looking into it.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. These are the same question. How does this impact CVC courses? Currently, they're being held at around 9:15. Same question here. Will the new time for collegiate high school affect the CVC times and routes?
Those students will still arrive at 7:25. Currently, the principal is working on a change of the schedule to try to get some morning classes before they go to CBC at 9:15, but that time, as far as 9:15, will not change.
Thank you. Were the results of the survey shared? Is it broken down by parents, staff, and others? This was shared in a board
Yes.
meeting. Yes, I believe it was a workshop. Yes, the results are shared. Were shared. I actually saw. I saw that board workshop. If you do want to, I guess, see that, I think it was the board workshop it was last month. But you can always go to our board webpage and go to the live streamed board meetings. You'll also see the agendas. And if you go to the live stream board meetings, you'll be able to watch the previous streams of the board meetings. And then you can also skip to certain sections. It's very easy to just click on what you want to look at, and then it'll show you where the results are. Will there be any kindergarten? This
Yes.
is unrelated, but I'm pretty sure the campuses are communicating that. Your campus principals should be communicating that. I am aware of some, but I would certainly contact your campus leader, and they should be able to let you know. What time do the doors open for elementary? That is 30 minutes before?
20 minutes. So that's
20 minutes before? I'm trying to get my information right.
7:45.
What did you say?
7:45.
So 7:45, Miss Owens. And I know she's disappointed in this. Okay, so if students can be dropped off by 7:05 a.m., that means teachers would have to be at school by 6:45.
That's 30 minutes before
Yes.
the bell. That's 30 minutes before the bell. That's correct.
Thank you for clarifying that. Will you have more crosswalkers and security with the amount of kids that will be walking to school in the mornings?
We did talk to our police, and he's working on ensuring that the lights change so they can come on earlier for those particular students that are walking. But the good part about this now, and that's one of the reasons we chose to have our elementary students start a little bit later than our high school students, is because we didn't want those elementary walkers in the dark walking to school, of course, by themselves, for the ones that do walk to school in the morning. We wanted the high schoolers that are a little bit older, that if it is a little bit darker, they will be able to come to school better than those elementary students.
Thank you. From Griselda, I have two kids going to two different elementaries. When will they offer early childhood special education program at? Oh, I'm sorry. This is also, I believe,
Yeah.
I thought this was a transportation question. Please forgive me. This is unrelated, but I don't know the answer, and I don't know if you two can speak to this, but I will say I would reach out to perhaps our special education department, and they
Yes.
should be able to talk to you about. I am aware of other special education programs within the district, not just at Lake Ridge. But if you reach out to our special education department, they should be able to answer your questions regarding that specifically. And we do have a new executive director of special education. Oh, you cannot see me. Which is Derica Turner. So she would probably be a good place to start. Let's see. I believe we answered that. What is CVC? That is Cedar Valley College.
Correct.
That is the campus that the collegiate high school scholars are bused to in order to complete their studies. Okay. Will there be a survey to find out how many teachers are affected? Like stated previously, those especially who have scholars in middle school but work at an elementary school.
Yes, we will do a survey for that.
That's a good question. Let's see. Incoming software. For Michelle, I would say yes. you can reach out to the counselor now if you would like to, especially if you are. I would say the answer is yes, Michelle. Reach out to the counselor. The slide is blurry. Let me. Can you see it now, Miss Tilly? I hope you can. I am no longer showing us on the screen. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm scrolling down looking for questions. I see some thank yous. Let's see. Okay, this question says, my child is within 2 miles from the school. So to my understanding, a bus will not pick them up and take them to school. Will this change for kids who are within 2 miles from their school?
That's correct. Currently, if students are within 2 miles from the school, we do not have a bus for them unless it's a hazard zone between the home and the child. For example, if you live across 167 and you're within 2 miles of any school and you have to cross over to go to that particular school, crossing over that is a hazard. So a bus is provided for those particular students. And there are several other hazards that the transportation department looks for, and we can then allow busing for those particular students.
Some of these specialized questions that you have, I would email them to me at face@chisd.net. I will ensure that you get answers to your questions. Some of these are very specific questions about specific scholars where I do understand your concern. I just want to make sure that if we are not the appropriate people to answer some of these specific questions, that I get the answers you're looking for. So the email that you received, oh, let me put myself on the screen. The email that you received to log on to this came from face@chisd.net. So please go ahead and send some of your questions directly to me, and I will again make sure that they will be given to the appropriate person so they can answer these questions. Let's see. I don't think that, I don't know. Some of these questions are not related entirely to this presentation. So I am going to skip some of these questions. Let me see. This says, will this mean that band practices will strictly be at night as opposed to in the morning? Again, I actually think that this would, if some of them are in the morning, this is a question that we would probably need to engage Mr. Walker in. So this would be a great question to send directly to face@chisd.net so that I can ensure that the appropriate persons can answer these questions. This is very new to our Cedar Hill school community. It is new to us. It's new to our staff. It's new to our scholars. This is going to take some adjusting to, and I totally understand. I totally understand. I saw a comment that said a parent said that they changed their schedule, to make sure they can get their scholar to school at a particular time, and now they don't know what to do. So I totally get that and some of your frustrations, but ultimately this is very similar to neighboring districts. This is really the way several other districts we're aligning with other districts. And in addition to the data that was collected from the survey, this does fall in line with that. Let's see. Any other questions? So I will just, if it's blurry, I apologize. For the high school, this is Cedar Hill High School, Collegiate Academy and High School. The start time is 7:25 a.m. For the elementary school, the start time is 8:05 a.m. And for the middle school, the start time is 8:45 a.m. I do apologize if anything is blurry. For early childhood special education programs, for the AM session, the start time is 8:05, and then for the PM session, the start time is 12:35. All right. So does anyone have any additional questions, thoughts? Okay, this is unrelated, but this is a question. It says, what is being done about the bullying overlooked in school? There's supposed to be low tolerance policy. Your website on bullying is blank. Now, I'm going to speak to this directly. I know I may not be the appropriate person in this instance, but we are, if you could do me a favor, this parent, I'm assuming, I would like for you to tune in on May the 23rd to our Family Info Fair. We will be addressing some of these concerns during that session. We also addressed it last month in in a digital parent university. I know that the documentation on it should be in the student code of conduct. I don't know what specific questions you have, but you are welcome to email me at face@chisd.net. I will try my very best to get answers to your questions. That is something that you can.
And if there's a direct incident or anything that he could speak on, they can email or contact me as well related to bullying at norbert.whitaker@chisd.net, or you can give me a call, 972-291-1581. And I'll address, anything that you have in questions in reference to that.
Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. The time on May 23rd is 6 o'clock. From 6 to about 7:45, we will be doing a family info fair. I will take it back to that slide. It's during the Family's First event. So this will be the family info fair on May the 23rd. It will also stream on Facebook and YouTube. So you will be able to tune in then. And then also the good thing about with especially YouTube, when we send you the notification about these particular digital parent universities and different virtual meetings that we have, the YouTube link, once you go back to your text message or to your email, the YouTube link stays the same. So you just click on it and it's always there. So the Facebook one is a little bit different because I'm sending you a live, the live stream, so you can't really see it again, but the YouTube links stay the same. I see some questions about swapping out middle school with elementary school. I don't know if that's a possibility at this time, as these times, I believe, were approved last night.
Yes.
Yes. But I do see that question being asked a couple of times. All right, let me go to this slide, and I'm going to put my little banner up because let me see if I see some more post email. Okay, so they want mine. This is just an easy one, and it's the same email address that you should have received this notification from. And then, Dr. Whitaker, you want me to put yours in here?
Sure.
I also put the registration email address in as well.
Okay.
All right. I know tonight's Digital Parent University, the registration information is great. I know, again, that this, like I said, I know this is going to take some adjusting and some getting used to. I know, and it's a change. It is a change. So thank you, for tuning in, for asking your questions. We want you to get your questions answered. But if we are not truly the appropriate people, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So I do want to get you the answers you're looking for. So again, email me at face@chisd.net. So you have Dr. Whitaker's email address as well. Especially, I think, for the isolated incident with a bullying situation, you can speak to him about that. Someone said, can the high school go back to uniforms? That's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if a committee thinks that's a good idea. or the board thinks that's a good idea. We don't know. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. Someone said no. Well, we will see you on Tuesday for the next Digital Parent University featuring our superintendent, who will talk about the year in review in addition to some things that are upcoming for the 2022-2023 school year. And let's see, does anyone want to say any last goodbyes?
Have a great day. Go Longhorn.
Always a great day, a great evening, a great night, a great afternoon to be a Longhorn. Thank you so very much. And I hope that I see some of you during our Families First events, kicking off this Friday at the PAC. CHISD's Got Talent, Scholar Talent Show. That is going to be super fun at 6:30 p.m. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you.